Hey guys! I hope everyone's doing well. I first of all, as always, will make my apology for my dog in the background, but y'all have to just come to love him. You know that's what he does. One of the biggest requests I have had is to start back my sculptor review series, so I'm going to do that for you guys. I've done Lynn Fraley, I've done Sarah Rose. A playlist should link down here or up here somewhere where you can easily click and go see those. When I was reviewing those, some of the top 3 requests were Morgen Kilbourn, Maggie Bennett, and Sarah Mink. So those are the next ones you're going to see. This one is obviously Morgen Kilbourn, if you haven't already been able to tell. But before that, after that, we will do Maggie Bennett and then Sarah Mink. Now, Sarah Mink is a huge request, and actually, Sarah Mink I have had requested by a lot of private messages by a lot of like really well-known people, like not kids in the hobby, like adults, because a lot of people don't want to read Sarah Mink's policies, and I've been caught a lot like when people ask questions about Sarah Mink's shipping and policies and everything like that, like quoting her policies to her, because Sarah Mink's policy thing I think is like 10 pages long or something like that. I don't know, it's really long. So a lot of people don't want to read it, so they don't know the policy. So I've had a lot of people request that I go through that and do it on her. I'm going to do that, but since that's going to be a longer and harder video, I was going to wait because I'm going to get some opinions from Sarah Mink herself and see like what Sarah thinks I should really put in that video, like what is her most common question, everything like that. So I'm going to chit chat with her, try to get some input, and then once I talk with her, I will do that video. So anyways, if you haven't been able to tell, we're doing Morgen Kilbourn. Again, I am going to go through pros and cons and, you know, things that are available, but again, if you're watching my videos for cons as far as sculpting style, anatomy, things like that, you're not going to get it. I never do negative reviews. Just for a refresher for people who are new to this, I never do negative reviews on an artist's style. The only cons I do are more or less about like their policies and procedures that might affect you as a buyer. For instance, like I will point out if they don't allow time payments, because a lot of people nowadays need time payments. So I usually go over stuff like that. But you won't hear anything about sculpting style or anything. So Morgen Kilbourn. Morgen Kilbourn has been in this hobby for quite a while. She has several really popular sculpts. Her most popular right now seems to be Hazel. Hazel is taking the hobby on by storm right now, be it performance showers and hauteur showers or just collectors. Hazel recently got a mini version, which again, insanely popular. So that is her most known piece probably at the moment. All of her pieces are really known, but as far as like in demand, it's Hazel. All of these horses in this frame are sculpted by Morgen. This is Little Man Mango. This is Maxi de Barros. This is Kipling. This is Fenwick, which was a secondary smaller run of Flitwick, and they came with 2 bases. This is Ellen Bosco, but he has had changes, so he's not like the original. All of these guys are already sold out, so you can't get them directly from Morgen anymore, but they are some examples of her work. Morgen, again, like almost any really well-known sculptor out there, has fantastic details on her horses. Probably the faces are some of my most favorite things in Morgen's work. And if my camera will focus. There we go. And I know it sounds crazy, but one of my favorite things about Morgen actually is Morgen's muzzles. And this sounds so silly, but Morgen does some really lifelike muzzles. So if you can get the right painter to bring it out, it just makes for a really pretty face. And faces are like my #1 thing. But overall, Morgen has amazing details. And as you can see, this is the chest. Really good wrinkles and everything else. What I really do love about Morgen sculpts, it's becoming a big thing now for artists to do veining. I personally am not a fan of veining. I don't think it looks right on a model, but it's becoming a big thing. Morgen, however, has found like this perfect balance to add the veining and not make it look like so crazy. Like I don't even think I'll be able to get you to focus on it because you can barely see it. But anyways, Max's neck is one of my favorite things. It really just shows off all the tiny details that Morgan, there we go, puts into a sculpt. I mean, look at that. That just looks like real wrinkles. So Morgan is a really good sculptor, especially if you're looking for sculpts that are like top of the line, but Morgan doesn't charge an arm and a leg for her traditionals. Morgan's traditionals are extremely reasonably priced. So as far as Morgan goes, oh, and obviously Morgen Kilbourn sculpts for Briar now. She has done Wyatt, Sheila, and y'all can tell me if she's done any more. I couldn't find another one, but I feel like there was a third one, and I think maybe I'm just wrong. But I know for sure she's done Wyatt and she's done Sheila. I don't have either one of those on hand to show you, so I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, Morgan sells all of her resins through her website. You can join her mailing list or her Facebook to find out about it. Again, I always link everything down here below in the box so you can find it later. Right now, Morgan only has one available resin, and it's, I don't even know how to say his name, so I'm about to butcher it. You guys are going to laugh. I really don't know how to say it. Pteridinium? I don't know. Anyways, it's a more Roman antique style sculpt. It's really pretty. I'll try and put a picture in here like I normally do that comes up like right here, but y'all know I struggle with that sometimes. That is the only sculpt she has right now. He is $285, including postage if you pay in full, and she does have time payment options. So, if you want to get a resin from Morgan, you can join her mailing list. It'll send out updates about what she's sculpting, about when the orders are going to go live. And then I think Morgan also does the thing where she will give the subscribers like a little bit of a period to go ahead and get their orders in first before she makes it public. I think she keeps all of them through her website, if I remember that correctly. But like I said, she'll post previews on Facebook and everything else, and in her newsletter. Morgan does allow time payments, probably one of the best things that could ever happen. When artists are able to find a way to accept time payments, it makes things so much easier, because as we all know this day and age, it's super hard to pay for things in full. Morgan always does really cool time payment plans. I don't know how she's worked this stuff out, but she does a good job. Even on her last one, the Mini Hazel, she allowed time payments. So when you go to her website and you see the sale page, I'll actually just kind of show you if I can do this. When you go to her sale page, this is what it'll look like. It'll have the horse. This is her new horse that is available, by the way. So if you're wanting to order him, you can kind of see firsthand. So the very first one you're going to see is the postage paid in full price. That is the price for people who are willing to pay in full. If you can't, you can scroll down. And this has been on like the last several horses by Morgan. I can't remember the last sale Morgan has done that didn't have a time payment option, but they're always a little bit different. So anyways, Morgan has multiple time pay plans. So the first off is a $50 deposit, and then you pay it off at your own rate. There is more details to that, which you'd have to read. You can choose a 12-month plan, which is, on this horse it would be almost $24 each month, or a 6-month plan, which is almost $48. What's really neat about those is if you do her time payment plans, you don't have to remember about it or anything. She sets it up with a Bill Me and PayPal, so it just automatically just takes it out. So like I said, you don't have to worry about making it. It just automatically comes out. The only thing I will keep in mind if you do that is keep in mind what day you sign up for the time payments. For instance, you don't want to sign up for the time payments on the 21st, but you get paid at the 1st of each month, because then by the 21st you might be broke. So like if you get paid on the 1st, you probably want to sign up for the time payment plan on the 1st of the month, because that's when it's going to come out of your account each month. And like I said, even on her Mini Hazel, she had a time payment plan. I don't remember what it was, but like I said, I do remember that she let it happen. Let's see if I can pull it up for you guys real quick. I don't think it's still on there. Mini Hazel, let's see. Mini Hazel was $100 postage paid. Okay, here you go. So here was Morgan's time payment plan for the Mini Hazel. Mini Hazel was $100 postage paid in full. Her time payment plan was a $45 deposit, pay off at your own rate, a 6-month plan, which was $16.75 each month, or a 3-month plan, which was $33.35 each month. That's amazing. If you're new to this hobby, or younger, you don't have a full-time job yet and everything, but you're trying to get into resins, Morgan usually has these setups, and they're really good to get you to be able to really start getting into the resins without having to break your budget because of that time payment plan. You will not find many artists who take time plans on minis. I'm trying to think off the top of my head of any other artists who do it on minis, and other than Sarah Rose, I can't think of any. So I would say that that's a huge thing to keep in mind if you're looking to branch into the artist resin world and on a budget. Watch Morgen Kilbourn, sign up for her stuff, because like I said, you really will get some really good payment options that are easier on the budget, which is super important this day and age. So I don't really know of any cons to Morgan. Morgan's shipping is fast. Morgan's ordering period is pretty quick. Sometimes her resins, like Mini Hazel, she will get mass orders, so you're not going to have an instant ship date. But I've still never had to wait a very long time for Morgan to get her products out to you. Morgan does go to Briarfest pretty often, so you can see a lot of her sculpts in person. Morgan is really easy to communicate with, so that is also a bonus. Morgan also does allow changes to her work, so Bosco is a prime example of that. As far as I know, she does not have any limitations. I could not find anything on here. The only limitations to resculpting her work is that obviously you not are allowed to reproduce it. So like you can't resculpt her piece and then recast it, but that's pretty standard no matter what artist it is, even if they allow resculpting. So like I said, she does allow that, and I can't seem to find Ellen Bosco on her page. I'm going to look in one more spot. I was just going to see if I could, oh, here you go. So this is what Bosco looked like without any resculpting. So you can see that on mine, the head is changed, the ears are changed, and the mane is changed. So I show you this just to show that she does allow changes to her work. If you're someone who likes to have modifications done to your horses, you will be allowed to on hers, further than just mane and tail. Some artists do limit what kind of changes you can make. For instance, Lynn Fraley does not allow anything but mane and tail changes on her resins unless she has approved them ahead of time. So there's not many limitations with Morgan. Like I said, you just have to be able to give her credit for the sculpt and then not recast it. Like I said, right now Morgan only has that one available resin. I'm just checking to make sure that is accurate. Morgan does sometimes sell seconds, so if you join her mailing list, you can sometimes get discontinued resins. Like, I've seen a couple Maxies, a couple Kiplings. I haven't seen a Little Man Mango in a while, but she does sometimes sell seconds or bad castings, or her personal castings if she doesn't think she's going to get to them. Sometimes she'll save them for Briarfest. So joining her newsletter is a really great way to maybe catch up on some old deals. Like I said, I also like her newsletter because it will keep you updated on what she's working for and kind of when she's hoping for it to come out. It's really neat to see the things she's working on too. She has some really cool things. So I hope this helped you gain a little bit more knowledge about Morgen Kilbourn. Hopefully you've learned a couple things that you did not know. If I missed anything or you think I should have covered anything, I haven't done one of these in a while, so it took me a little bit to get back on track. I'm sorry for the little bit of rambling and chaos, but I'm trying to get back into the swing. So, and that's why we're going to do Maggie Bennett and Sarah Mink next, because those videos, they're going to be hard. Comment down below if you enjoyed it, if I missed anything, if you didn't think I covered anything. Happy 2017. I hope y'all have a great one, and I will see you guys later.